Castle Comfort. So once again, we want to say good evening and welcome to everyone to the 2022 Golden Drum Award ceremony. As you can well imagine, the excitement after the COVID-19 pandemic has affected us in some way or the other, but again, we are not deterred by that. We are confident that things will move smoothly. We've bounced back after Hurricane Maria, we've bounced back after Tropical Storm Erika, and we have bounced back after the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on us. Again, we are very privileged, very happy to be here this evening at the Classified Nightclub to bring you live coverage of this 2022 Golden Drum Awards. According to the program here, we have Janet Jackson and Randy Rodney Jr. who will do the national anthem, followed by prayer by Deacon Jeffers Paul. Welcome remarks will be done by Earl St. Matthew, who is the acting chief cultural officer. Well, according to the program here, who is the Chief Cultural Officer and the Minister responsible for sports, culture and community development here in Dominica, Honorable Rosalind Paul, will of course address today's ceremony. We expect performances. Remember, we are a cultural nation, and knowing the cultural division, I know they are well organized, and so we expect performances from the Warner Jinping Band and the patriotic dancers. There are special recognition awards to be presented by Mr. Lucian Blackmore. He's the permanent secretary. By the way, we must say a special good evening and thanks to the Ministry of Community Development, and in particular Mr. Lucian Blackmore, who is the permanent secretary in that ministry, for allowing us this wonderful opportunity to broadcast this to the thousands of people who are tuned in at this time. Usually on an evening like this, on the Genuine Sound, we have the next level, but tonight there will be no program, and so we want to thank the producers, the sponsors, the organizers of the program for allowing this broadcast to go through tonight live on our Facebook page and also on all of our FM frequencies, 93.1, 107.1 and 88.7 FM. And no better place to be other than at Classified Nightclub tonight. So the ambience is great, I can tell you that for sure. And the recipients of the awards, the awardees are already seated and they look ready, prepared to receive their awards. Knowing the cultural division, they have placed a lot of efforts into that, and over the past several years, even under the leadership of Mr. Raymond Lawrence, the former Chief Cultural Officer, who's done a remarkable job over the past several years, leaving the mantle now for young Earl St. Matthew to carry on. We've seen a lot of benefits to Dominican students, to those involved in the various youth groups, cultural groups. They have benefited, and the Dominicans, people like myself, I have benefited because I've had the opportunity to see and hear for myself the wonderful performances, and of course to interact with the various groups. It's a very lovely moment here tonight. As you can see, the awardees are seated at their tables, and we are getting ready for this. We have some very important people who will receive awards tonight. We have Ibrahim Brahim for the development of arts and culture in Dominica, Juanita Jules for promotion of creative dance and pageantry and costume building and design, and young Charles Samo, who has never given up from a young age for promotion of steel pan music. I know Chad very much involved in the area of steel pan music for the past several years with his group from Kinfield. I see Mr. Wadix Charles, I see Gloria Augustus Magistrates, I see Mr. Claude Wicks, his wife Mrs. Wicks, very much involved in culture. I see a number of other persons here. I saw earlier on Mr. Atherton Martin, and talking about Mr. Raymond Lawrence, I see him here, the former Chief Cultural Officer, as a special invited guest. The Golden Drum awardees through the years 1982, we had Rosemary Kourouslati. In 1982, we also had Phyllis Shand Alfrey. Those of us who listen to our historical background, and we listen to Mr. Lennox Honeychurch giving the history of Dominica, the political history of Dominica and the cultural history of Dominica. You may have heard him talk about Phyllis Shand Alfrey. Venice St. Louis in 1982 received was one of the recipients of the Golden Drum Award, and other Golden Drum awardees in the year 1993. Now we had Roland Spider James, we had Gilda Nassif, we had Joseph Valmond, and in 1984 we had Ralph Casimir, Rosemma Frederick, Ophelia Olivache Marie. In 1985 we had Cecil Bellot, Lennox Honeychurch, Dr. Lennox Honeychurch, Rebelin Walter, Darius David in 1986. In 1986 as well, we had Philip Chubby Mark. We also had Clifford Stedman in 1986. In 1987, Lawrence Brumans, the late, gone but not forgotten. Stanislas Coffey. We had Octavia Lavio. We had Maurice Benjamin, Athenia Daru in 1991. In 1991, we had Clarence Douglas. In 1991, we had Dan Ligai. 1991 as well, Albert Theodore. In 1992, we had Jerome Sabruch, Celestine Orion Theophile, François Banis. In 1993, we had Norman Later, Edney Francis. And this long list continues over the years. In 1993 as well, we had Edward Antry. And going on to 1994, Golden Drum awardees, Samson Bellots, Agatha Charles, Gordon Henderson, Lemuel Christian, Hesketh Casimir, Moses Dominic, Rupert Coffey, Jefferson Jeff Joe Joseph the late, may his soul rest in peace, gone but not forgotten. And moving on to 1996, we had Rupert Lloyd, Miguel Dublin, Michael St. Louis. In 1997, Golden Drum awardees, we had Alwyn Boley, Dr. Alwyn Boley, Father Clement Jolly. We had Urban Harrigan the late, may his soul rest in peace. We had Crawford Alexis, may his soul rest in peace. In 1998, received the Golden Drum Award. We had Gerard Francis. We also had, well, in 1998, we had Crawford Alexis, Gerard Francis, Father Eustace Thomas. We had in 1999 Petit Savannah Cultural Group. I remember that one clearly. Also in 1999, we had Dennis Joseph, former station radio manager. We had Len Sorrendo. We had Pat Aaron, businessman and songwriter. We had the Swinging Stars Band in 1999. In 1999, we had a number of them receiving the Golden Drum Awards. We had Jean Lawrence Mathurin, beg your pardon, our apologies, Jean Lawrence Mathurin. Very, very, very creative young lady, very effective, very creative, very talented lady who wrote the songs for us, some of the cultural songs that we hear today, we sing today during Dominica's independence celebrations. And in 1999 as well, we had KEC, Committee pour Études Creole, and that's headed by, I think, Mr. Raymond Lawrence, former Chief Cultural Officer. In 1999 as well, Ken Robinson, businessman. We had in 2000 Fitzroy Williams. We had Rita Bascom. In 2000, Rosalind Bateau. In 2001, we had Dominica Folk Singers. You'll notice in 2000, we only had 3 persons receiving the Golden Drum Award. Moving on to 2001, we had Music Lovers Government Band. In 2001 as well, we had Bingsworth, Casimir, Louisa, Benoit, Moses, Dominic, Midnight Groovers, Pirit Savan, Jingping Band. We had in 2002, Pirit Savan, Jingping Band, Midnight Groovers. In 2002, Nathalie Charles, Albert Panman Bellot. And then moving on to 2003, we had the Whitey Kubudi Dance Theatre Company. We had Valina Lita, who was the band master of the government, the Lovers Government Band. That's the Music Lovers Government Band. And in 2003, Wilfred John Baptist, the Carifuna Cultural Group, the Girondel Jingping Band, the Fantapan Steel Orchestra, Belford Benjamin in 2004 as well, Faustulus Frederick, 2004 Sonia Lloyd, in 2004 as well, the Portsmouth Jingping Band. I remember that one for sure. I also remembered the Woodford Hill Jingping Band receiving the award in 2005. Mary Green in 2005, Judy Marte. Also in 2005, we had Edith Bellot, Aline, very lovely lady, from a tutor at the University of the West Indies, receiving the Golden Drum Award. Moving on to 2006, we had the Boetica Jingping Band, Adriana Henderson. I remember her for sure, and she did a wonderful job taking care of the group there. And now we have people like Carlton Henry handling the group with the support of other members in Grand Bay. And in 2006, we had Damas Challenger. In 2007, Philip Horsford, singer, musician of Swinging Stars. We had in 2007 Emmanuel Sanford, Sawil Challenger, and Alphonse Francis. Just a quick reminder that we are broadcasting from Classified Nightclub, and that's where we are in a lovely environment, a lovely atmosphere, getting ready to bring you live coverage of the Golden Drum Awards for 2022. Let's move on to 2007. We had Isma Ali. We had in 2008 Alec Lazar. We had in 2008 as well Steve Hysens. We'll tell you more of the others who received their awards up to this very time. We want to welcome you to live coverage of the 2022 Golden Drum Awards.
Isle of splendor, isle to us so sweet and fair. All must surely gaze in wonder at thy gifts so rich and rare. Rivers, valleys, hills and mountains, all these gifts we do extol. Every land so like our fountains giving gem that was the song. Dominica, God hath blessed thee with a clang benign and bright, pastures green and flowers of beauty, filling all with pure delight.
Excellently done there by Janet Jackson, young Calypsonian singer, performer. Starting tonight's ceremony, we have Gregory Rabes, cultural officer, along with some other persons who play a key role in the area of culture coming in at this time. And according to the program, we have a prayer. Lovely ambience, lovely atmosphere here tonight. The national anthem alone sets the pace for tonight's ceremony.
To the 2022 Golden Drum Awards. Your host for this evening, Mrs. Kiwana Fontaine Wilson.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2022 Golden Drum Awards, organized by the National Cultural Council and the Division of Culture. We are live at the beautiful Classified Club. Before we get into our program this evening, we would like to call on Mr. Jeffers Paul, Deacon Jeffers Paul, as we invite some spirituality into our midst this evening.
All listeners of the next level, again, we want to say that we are grateful to the sponsors for allowing the broadcast to go through tonight.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. The Bible says in Psalm 92, verse 1, it is good to give thanks to the Lord, to make music to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your love in the morning and your truth in the watches of the night. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. God is so good. God is so good. God is so good. He is so good to us. For he has done great things. He has done great things. Bless his holy name. He has done great things. Bless his holy name. Come on and bless the Lord. Bless the Lord. Oh, my soul, let all that is within me bless his holy name. Come on and bless the Lord. Bless the Lord. Oh, my soul, let all that is within me bless his holy name. Come on and bless the Lord. Bless the Lord. Oh, my soul, let all God is within me bless his holy name. And so we ask the Lord's blessings on this evening's proceeding. We pray that all shall be well. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Again, we want to thank the producers and sponsors of The Next Level for allowing this broadcast to go through. It's a broadcast of significance, of national importance. We want to thank you so much for allowing, and thanks to all listeners for understanding the nature of this broadcast that needs to go out to the general public, both on radio and Facebook. Thank you once again. So do stay tuned.
Minister for Sports, Culture and Community Development, Ms. Karine Prevost, Secretary to the Cabinet, Mr. Lucian Blackmore, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Sports, Culture and Community Development, members of the National Cultural Council, former Chief Cultural Officer, Mr. Raymond Lawrence, staff of the Cultural Division, Golden Drum and Special Recognition Awardees, performers, invited guests, the media, viewers and listeners to the 2022 Golden Drum Awards. Welcome. We would like to thank Deacon Paul. Thank you so much to the Cultural Division as well for acknowledging the various forms of spirituality that may present itself, and to you, the public, for respecting those different expressions. And now, to formally kick off our event here this evening, it gives me great pleasure to invite Acting Chief Cultural Officer, Mr. Earlson Matthew, for the opening remarks at our grand event here this evening. Make him feel welcome.
Honorable Rosalind Paul, Minister for Sports, Culture and Community Development, Ms. Karine Prevost, Secretary to the Cabinet, Mr. Lucian Blackmore, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Sports, Culture and Community Development, members of the National Cultural Council, staff of the Cultural Division, former Chief Cultural Officer, Mr. Raymond Lawrence, Golden Drum and Special Recognition Awardees, performers, invited guests, the media, viewers and listeners. Good evening once again, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Golden Drum Award ceremony at the Classified Nightclub. I know that the venue selection might have raised a few eyebrows initially, but sometimes we have to go out of our respective comfort zones to get to the next level. Thank you. Our vision was to have this year's award show of an international standard, and I feel like tonight we are aspiring to deliver that Academy Award level of production, where I may say the wrong thing and Will Smith might get out of his seat and deal with me accordingly. Yes, that level of production. So next time around, we hope to be back at the Arawak House of Culture, taking with us the positives from tonight as we attempt to make this edition of the Golden Drum Awards ceremony as memorable as possible. The Golden Drum Awards ceremony is the culmination of the activities for Emancipation 2022. We witnessed milestones such as the event commemorating the establishment of the Kalinago territory, Afro-Artistic, where we united with our African, Haitian, and Rastafarian families, and the launch of the Massac Mural Project, which saw widespread commitment to the initiative, as well as an all-inclusive drumming and bele circle that not only featured our Kalinago, African, and Rastafarian families, but the general public also got a chance to join in the performances as well, taking us back to the origins of these traditions. So let's have a look at some of the highlights of these events.
We're going to have a drumming assam, and this is going to be a unique one. The Karina Cultural Group the Chief Cultural Officer, and the parliamentary representative for the Soliday constituency are going to come on stage. And the drums are there. Guys, make yourself comfortable in the center, on the side. Kalina go. No big nipple foul, that's it. Kalina go. No big nipple foul, so dead. Stop it.
Ladies and gentlemen, highlights from Emancipation 2022. I am sure that you noticed the presence of 2 government ministers in these videos, walking the walk and flexing their cultural muscle. I must acknowledge the Honorable Rosalind Paul and the Honorable Kozia Frederick for their continued commitment to everything that we do. Now, these videos have collectively amassed over 62,000 views and counting on social media platforms. So it is safe to say that the message is getting out there. Thank you. I would also like to thank the staff of the Cultural Division for their continued support in delivering these milestones. Round of applause for the staff, please. Now, they say that the reward for good work is more work. Even nous jaka préparé pour adepadas pour nane sala. Mokadisa kuyol pass mavle person made mo pes checks your court festival lineup. But in closing, I want to once again emphasize the importance of bilateral collaborations within the public sector, with the private sector, and of course the general public, as our missions and objectives are too much alike to continue to ignore or insistently carry out in isolation. So as we continue to promote cultural responsibility, I want to again encourage everybody to play their part in the preservation, promotion, and development of our Dominican culture in whatever positive way that you can, as we, from our end, continue to use our platform to bring our people together. Thank you very much, and enjoy tonight's proceedings.
A round of applause for Mr. Earlston Matthew. I'm not hearing you. Thank you so much, Acting Chief Cultural Officer, Mr. Earlston Matthew. And now it gives me pleasure to introduce the Minister for Sports, Culture, and Community Development, Honorable Rosalind Paul. .
And those of you who've been watching on our Facebook page, you would have been elated, of course, to see or thrilled to see the Honorable Minister in action. And Kyrie FM was right there on the night in Masak when she took to the microphone and put on a wonderful performance there at the unveiling of the mural project.
Good evening. In fact, a blessed night to everyone. Let me recognize the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Lucien Blackmore, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sports, Culture and Community Development, Ms. Karen Prevost, Secretary to the Cabinet, Chief Cultural Officer, Mr. Acting, Mr. Wilson Matthew, and staff of the Cultural Division, Golden Drum and Special Recognition awardees, performers, invited guests, cultural stalwarts who are here, Mr. Raymond Lawrence, former Chief Cultural Officer, the media, viewers and listeners, again, a good night to everyone. We are indeed excited to be here once again as part of Emancipation Celebration to commemorate those who have given so much to cultural development of our land and continue to do so. Our last Golden Drum Award ceremony was staged during the challenging period of the COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, we are now challenged to match the quality of work produced virtually then. The Virtual Cultural Gala of 2021 was nominated for a Dominica Music Award for Best Virtual Event, and these are the levels we wish to maintain as we re-enter the face-to-face realm. It feels good to be able to be physically interacting once more. There's nothing better than face-to-face interaction. Judging by tonight and the other in-person activities held for Emancipation 2022, like many of you, I remain excited. As we end Emancipation 2022 and get ready for Independence celebration, I urge the general public that in addition to your virtual support on social media platforms, to go out to the various independence events and get the authentic cultural experience. I further encourage you, especially the youth, to participate fully and make this year's celebration extra special. I guarantee you it will not be the same, for as you know, in person is much more exhilarating. It was my pleasure to lead the Bele singing in Masak recently. As you know, culture remains dear to my heart, my passion, being the leader of a cultural group myself, and also having grown up in one of the country's most renowned cultural hubs and nurtured by parents who themselves were cultural icons. But importantly, tonight is about rewarding greatness. There is never a shortage of greatness in Dominica, and so often, greatness through service of humility and generosity. I can well imagine the selection headache, and I'm certain that there is a short list of names for years on end. Tonight's awardees have proven to be role models that generations can aspire to emulate. Individuals and groups who embraced and upheld their cultural responsibilities by proverbial horns, rendering things such as financial gain and personal recognition as secondary. Of course, we do not undervalue the importance of incentives and tangible rewards to prompting others to accept those same responsibilities, but also remind that there is great value of personal growth and development to be derived and new opportunities to explore by being involved, whether voluntary or involuntary. I can safely say that we are on the right path when we each take personal and collective responsibility for our culture and heritage development. It is often said that you give flowers while people are alive. However, this does not mean that such contributions are forgotten upon the departures of our cultural stalwarts to the great beyond. So tonight, we celebrate two cultural icons posthumously, as we did when they were with us in the flesh. And those two persons we know very well, and these people will be recognized tonight. It is timely and extremely fitting to say thank you and well done, my fellow brothers and sisters in the cultural arena. Thank you. I say resoundingly a great thank you and much appreciation for your effort, your continued work, and I must say, sacrifice. Importantly, I see a balance between the traditional and contemporary as reflected in the emancipation activities and the selection of awardees, as well as the respective disciplines. It would be good to continue in the vein of balance, coexistence, and inclusion as we work to promote the development of the creative industries. This is also on display in the spirituality segments of recent activities where I have observed smoke ceremonies, herbal baths, Nyambinge drummers, instrumentalists, singers, and of course, conventional prayer. I was pleased too with the recent Bele Laku in Masak, a wonderful pastime and tradition that was always so spontaneous. This definitely speaks to the coexistence and tolerance of both the traditional and contemporary, and it is a tremendous stepping stone to advancing appreciation for the old, that is our traditional heritage, that we hold so very dear, but to spur creativity and innovation in the cultural industries. So as we celebrate tonight, let us remain grounded and recognize that there is a lot more work to be done, and the fruits of that labor go way beyond our own existence for generations to inherit and enjoy. Thank you, God bless you, and enjoy tonight's proceedings.
Thank you, Minister Rosalind Paul, Minister for Sports, Culture, and Community Development, for your remarks this evening. And at this time, we take a short break for some entertainment. We introduce to you the patriotic dancers from Grand Bay, Haute Grand Bay, with Flirtation. Make them feel welcome.
And the minister again calling on the young people to embrace the opportunities that they are receiving now to participate and get the cultural experience. And if our young people we know embrace the opportunities provided by the Division of Culture and the ministry in general, I am certain that we will have a long-lasting culture in Dominica. And knowing Dominica, you know, the people like their local cuisines, and especially during Dominica's independence celebrations, we see it displayed in huge ways during our independence celebrations. However, based on even the speech, the appeal from the minister that our young people should gain the experience, and she called for them to get the cultural experience, that is expressions and experiences available. We also want to, in the meantime, invite you to log on to our Facebook page, looking at the group. Wow, they really amaze me whenever they come on to perform. the smiles and the vary, you can expect a wonderful performance tonight here at the Classified Nightclub in Castle Comfort. That's where we are broadcasting from, with the ladies beautifully dressed in their variegated colored jeep, and their tops blue with green thrills, and of course their necklaces and the earrings and the wonderful smile that goes with it. The gentleman, of course, the gentlemen, the young men with their variegated colored sash, their pink and white, wearing the hibiscus color, and their red sashes and their black pants, long sleeve white shirts. So let's expect a beautiful performance as always. It's a while we haven't seen them, we haven't heard from them, and so they're going to make some adjustments to the choice of song. I think, okay, here they go with the correct song. Those of you who are watching on our Facebook page, I am sure you are amazed, you are impressed by what you see here this evening on our Facebook page on Kyrie FM, the genuine sound of Dominica. And looking at the backdrop, I think the organizers made a good choice by using the madras in the backdrop. I'm sure you haven't realized that, but it does add to the ambience, the atmosphere, and the decor here tonight at the 2022 Golden Drum Awards. Some of the awardees tonight are Ronnie McLaw for Development of Traditional Dance Posthumous Award. Presentations will be given to Jacinta David. She's the former cultural officer, chief cultural officer who passed. May her soul rest in peace, gone but not forgotten, and her legacy will live on. She started a good job, and someone else is continuing that good job. Her award will be for outstanding contribution to the promotion of dance and the cultural industries in Dominica. Earl Etienne, our dear good brother and friend who's gone but not forgotten as well, may his soul rest in peace, for outstanding contribution to the development of visual arts and performance. We have Guy and Nigel Thom. Just reading out the program here tonight. The Golden Drum Awards will be presented by Honorable Rosalind Paul, the Minister for Sports, Culture and Community Development, and these awards will be presented to Vincent Cyril L. Henderson. And every year around Independence Time, you hear Cyril Henderson comes up with some really teasing songs, masked and very teasing, very encouraging. He will be presented an award for promotion of traditional and contemporary music. Other awards will be presented to Delia Coffee Wicks for the promotion of and the preservation of traditional dance, the Creole wear, and the language. She's here and is supported. Well, she is supported by her husband as well. She's seated at one of the tables, her husband sitting just behind her. Atherton Matter, promotion and preservation of steel pan music. We know him very well for his contribution towards the environment as a conservationist, but tonight his award will be for promotion and preservation of steel pan music in Dominica. A very avid steel pan player. The group has done their due. They have performed very well, and will leave the stage now with the Vary. I tell you, whenever they perform, they always have something extra that they leave with us. You can see that. Watch that. Ay, 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 ay. There is this one particular guy who really amazes us, who really has to put on that special performance to leave the people wondering. Thanks again to Grand Bay for that. You're listening to Kyrie FM. Again, thanks to the listeners, producers, and sponsors of The Next Level for allowing this national event to go live on radio and on our Facebook page.
The flirtation. And we continue with some more entertainment, this time from the Warner Jingping Band, featuring one of tonight's Golden Drum awardees, Mr. Christopher Jefferson Warrington. Make him feel welcome, make them feel welcome. The Warner Jingping Band.
Is the community of my technician who is standing to my right, ensuring that you receive the best quality of broadcast possible, and that he's very good at that, and we want to commend him for doing a wonderful job since he joined the staff. Our broadcast has been very, very good, so we thank him for that, and I see him nodding, and very pleased to have his own people perform tonight on the stage. A group of 3 or 4, I can see 3 gentlemen just in the Creole wear, and we have the accordion, we have the shak, and then we have the, what do you call the tap, or the I wouldn't say the boom boom, but they will perform. Certainly they will put on a wonderful performance. We were going through the list of the awardees tonight. We will do that a little later, but we really want to get every bit of that performance tonight. So we're going to take a pause from talking about the awardees just to enjoy this performance tonight. Listen and enjoy and watch as well. I tell you, it's a while we haven't had a touch of that, on one of our broadcasts. It is indeed, you can tell by the round of applause that the Jinping band from Warner received that the people appreciate greatly what was done here this evening. And Jefferson Warrington, one of the main persons heading that crew. And we're getting ready for the 2022 Special Recognition Awards presented by Mr. Lucian Blackmore. And he's the Permanent Secretary for Sports, Culture and Community Development.
At this time, we call on Mr. Lucian Blackmore, Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Sports, Culture and Community Development, and the 2019 Miss Walk Duet. That's Mahira John Baptist, and the 2019 Madam Walk Duet, Dorothy Laura, to hand out the Special Recognition Awards.
Of Arts and Culture, and Juanita Jules, Promotion and Creative Dance, Pageantry and Costume Building and Design.
For the development of art and culture. Mr. Ibrahim Brahim is the manager of Signman Limited, which has been in operation since 2001, and from then on has continued to uphold its cultural and social responsibility through his continued sponsorship of events and projects. For many years, you have had long-standing partnerships with event organizers and always give generously to these cultural events, helping in the development of these art forms. Your contribution to the arts spans across many disciplines, such as music, dance, pageantry, and art, and goes across both popular and traditional culture. You have been an ardent sponsor of the National Calypso Monarch, and recently you were a key sponsor of the Cadas Calypso Month and Square. Now therefore, the National Cultural Council and Cultural Division presents you with the Special Recognition Award for your contribution to the development of art and culture.
Mr. Ibrahim Brahim will receive his award. Little look like, I'm not sure if it's a drop of tear. That's Wednesday, but with his smile. This man, he loves culture, he loves sports, and this man has given tremendously towards the development of Dominica, not only in this area, but in other areas.
Special Recognition Award 2022 presented to Juanita Jules for promotion of creative dance, pageantry, costume making and design. Juanita Jules developed the love for dance, music, pageantry and culture at an early age, starting her dance career at the tender age of 3. Her formal dance training came from being a member of the National School of Dance and the Lucia Lander Dance Group. Juanita, as the Assistant Artistic Director for the Lucia Lander Dance Group, led the group to over 10 national creative dance titles during the independence celebrations. Over the years, she has been a member of the original Flag Wavers Incorporated, the Whitey Kubuli Dance Theatre Company, and currently Miss Jules is the Artistic Director and the lead choreographer of the Sankofa Performing Arts Theatre. Juanita's involvement in pageantry is not limited to her being crowned Miss Teen Dominica in 1997, but she has distinguished herself as a chaperone to many contestants in the Miss Dominica pageant, Miss Teen Dominica, the Princess Show, and Miss and Madame Walk Duet locally. She has also chaperoned contestants in regional competitions like the Miss St. Vincent Carnival Queen Pageant, Miss Caribbean Culture, Miss JC's Caribbean Queen, and Mr. GQ Pageant. Apart from being a pageant chaperone, Juanita has also built and designed costumes for not only her contestants, but for many contestants in various competitions, both locally and regionally. Juanita is the founder and band leader of the Pure Mass Creative Movement, also known as the Bacchanal Woman Group, bringing a resurgence of this beloved old mass character to our carnival celebrations. The group has participated in the Old Mass Festival, opening of Carnival, Miss Dominica Pageant, and represented Dominica at a cultural exchange held in Guadeloupe in 2019. Now, therefore, the National Cultural Council and the Cultural Division present you with the Special Recognition Award for your contribution to the promotion of creative dance, pageantry, costume building, and design.
Well deserving of it. Juanita Jules posing for the cameras, receiving an award from the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Lucian Blackmore. What a wonderful evening it is tonight in Dominica.
Special Recognition Award 2022, presented to Chad Zamor for promotion of steel pan music. Chad Zamor, a resident of Canefield, has always had a keen interest in music and desire to play music himself. In the summer of 2001, on completing high school, he took part in a steel pan workshop organized by his church youth group and tutored by Dominican steel pan player, tutor, builder and tuner, Mr. Edward Andre. This workshop and the skills he learned on the triple guitar pan which he played were his springboard into music. He later joined the Genesis Steel Orchestra and from 2003 to 2012 played with that band at numerous local events and steel pan festivals as well as steel pan competitions in Antigua and Barbados. Though much experience was garnered, a desire for formal education in music led Chad to enroll in the Christian musical class as a music theory student and to later become a clarinet student at the Later School of Music. His passion for steel pan music never wavered, leading him to take on the role of president of the Dominica Steel Pan Association from 2009 to 2011. During his tenure as president, the association worked closely with the Division of Culture to stage numerous Pan by the Bay festivals and a panorama style competition in 2011 called Pan Savan. Chad has always thought that music should be made more accessible to those who want to learn it, and to play his part has lent his experience and knowledge to the training of young players. He has trained young steel pan players of the Genesis Steel Orchestra, Dominica Cadet Corps, and Maho Steel Band, as well as players from Grand Bay and Soufriere. Presently, Chad teaches the Dominica Institute for the Arts Steel Pan class, plays steel pan with Pan in Harmony Steel Band, and clarinet with the Dominica Government Band. Now therefore, the National Cultural Council and Cultural Division present you with a Special Recognition Award for your contribution in the area of steel pan music.
Chad Zamor, a young man. You hardly hear of young men coming forward so boldly and bravely to contribute so significantly towards the development of their country in the area of culture. We must commend Chad for a wonderful job over the years.
Special Recognition Award 2022 presented to Ronnie McLaw for the development of traditional dance. Ronnie Denzel McLaw was born and raised in the community of Pishley. He started taking part in traditional cultural activities at the age of 8 and continues to perform as a member of the Pirit Savan Cultural Group. It was with the aid and guidance of Mr. Andrew Daru from the cultural community of Pirit Savan that he was able to learn many cultural dances such as the heel and toe, quadrille, mazouk, polka merengue, lancers, and more. He has dedicated over 20 years of his life to traditional dancing and has been affiliated with many cultural groups such as the Pishley Cultural Group, the Tetmon Mountain Cultural Group, the Grand Bay Cultural Group, the Dalis Cultural Group, and the Pirit Savan Cultural Group. In 2013, the Pishley Cultural Group established a children's group, and Ronnie was engaged as a trainer of that group. On many occasions, Ronnie has danced with several groups for the independence competitions in times when groups were short of members, and was always willing to do so because of his deep love for traditional dance and Dominica's culture. Ronnie has performed at many official government ceremonies as well as cultural and national events. Now, therefore, the National Cultural Council and the Cultural Division present you with the Special Recognition Award for your contribution to the development of traditional dance.
Posing for the cameras there, Ronnie will receive his award from the Permanent Secretary. Again, another young man. So we've just seen young people really leading the way in the area of culture. I'm sure that pleases the hearts of the peers and the Minister for Culture, Honorable Roslyn Paul, and the rest of us in Dominica for a well-done job by our young people as they continue to embrace culture.
Jacinta David, or Jay as she was affectionately known, was born on December 12, 1959 in the fishing community of Pottersville. Maybe this was destined because just as the waves flow smoothly and mightily onto the shores, Jacinta flowed gracefully and mightily upon whichever stage she performed. She joined the highly acclaimed White Tukubuli Dance Theatre Company in the late 1970s and very quickly rose to the ranks of principal dancer. Under the tutelage of the group's artistic director and choreographer Raymond Lawrence, she honed her skills as a dancer and later as a choreographer with outstanding results. Jacinta was also a member of the famed People's Action Theatre. After graduating from the Wesley High School, Jacinta was granted an OAS-sponsored scholarship by the government of Dominica. This allowed her to pursue a course of studies in dance at the Jamaica School of Dance, now the Edna Manley College of Visual and Performing Arts. Her success in this course paved the way for her further professional enhancement, and she went on to earn a Bachelor of Arts degree in Dance Education from the State University of New York in Brockport, New York. On her return to Dominica, she joined the Movement for Cultural Awareness, where she served in community animation work. She later worked with the Department of Culture with intermittent breaks until her death in 2017. During those periods away from the division, she worked as a dance officer in the British Virgin Islands Department of Education between 1997 and 1999, and from 2010 to 2013, she worked with the National Export Strategy, housed at Dexter, in its Cultural Industries Program. For a brief period, she worked as an officer with the National Drug Prevention Program. Jacinta acted in the position of Chief Cultural Officer for a period within her final stint with the Division of Culture. Among her commendable contributions to the country was the formation of the Performing Arts Workshop, which mission focused on a dance education program that sought to tutor the next generation of dancers. Another major project of that workshop was the staging of the keenly contested Tea Matador pageant, which gave Dominican children a platform to display their creative talents during our national independence celebrations. The dancer, choreographer, community leader, and cultural activist left this world suddenly and shockingly on November 22nd, 2017. The untimely parting of one so dedicated to Dominica's culture undoubtedly leaves a gaping void which will not easily be filled. Tonight, the National Cultural Council and the Cultural Division present this special posthumous award to her family for her sterling contribution to the promotion of dance and creative industries.
And a member of her family will receive the award on her behalf, the Posthumous Award, presented to her by the Permanent Secretary, Lucian Blackmore. May her soul rest in peace. Well done, Jacinta David.
Posthumous Award bestowed on Darius Earl Etienne. On February 24th, 1957, a visionary and formidable artist was born in the person of Darius Earl Etienne, a master artist who could not only turn paint on canvas into a masterpiece, but mundane and simple materials into the most visually stunning works of art. Earl attended the Massac Government School and the St. Mary's Academy. It was from these early years that he knew that his calling was to the arts. He began his art journey, and there was no turning back from there on. His natural talent and evident creativity made him a sure candidate to be awarded a fellowship by the Organization of American States, OAS, in 1982, to study fine art at the Edna Manley College of Visual and Performing Arts in Jamaica. It was there that he developed his unique technique of smoke effects on canvas called bullseye or flambeau, a style he developed by chance as it emerged out of an accident with fire, showing his ability to turn simple things into wonderful works of art. In 1986, after graduating from Edna Mandy College, he returned to Dominica and took up a role at the Chronicle newspaper as graphic artist and as an art teacher to local schools, including the Dominica Grammar School. He then accepted a post as a cultural officer in the Ministry of Culture till his retirement in 2017. To exhibit his work, Earl opened the Art Asylum in Massac and various other locations through the years, finally situating it at his home in Jimmet. His art touched myriad themes, each with a different feel and perspective. He embodied the spirit of our traditional dance, celebrations, and ancestors, both African and Kalinago, with every piece, and sometimes used his work to give a deeper consciousness on political and environmental themes. During his nearly 50-year career, Earl's work was displayed in many art galleries, exhibitions, and festivals worldwide. He was also curator for many exhibitions both locally and overseas. He was a prolific producer of art and won several art competitions. Moreover, he received numerous awards and accolades for his contribution to art and culture. He was also a carnival costume designer and builder, set designer and builder, graphic and art consultant, and a founding member of various associations related to the preservation of historical and architectural heritage. This giant of an artist left this life on February 23, 2022, leaving behind a legacy of pure artistic mastery, in not only his artworks, but through the many words of wisdom and knowledge that he imparted to all those who had the distinct pleasure of working with him, learning from him, and listening to him. Tonight, the National Cultural Council and the Cultural Division presented this special posthumous award to his family for his outstanding contribution to the visual arts.
Well deserving this posthumous award presented by the Permanent Secretary, Lucien Blackmore, to to a family member of the late Earl Darius Etienne. And there can be so much more to talk about Earl, but
Congratulations
we
to all
really
the
want to
awardees
thank
once again. A round of applause for them once
the
more.
many people who have embraced his work over the
Of course,
years.
thank you to PS for presenting these awardees tonight. Everybody okay? Yes? Not feeling you this evening. What's going on? Good evening, everyone, once again. And we are now getting set for another guest performance, and this time from Guy and Angel. Make them feel welcome. Guy and Angel, another guest performance.
Well, I'm wondering if it's the angel that I know, or the angel called Azuz. Or
challenge your heart, and it grows
oh,
stronger.
okay, here it goes.
Love
Let's
your
listen.
life, and time grows longer. Free and wonder, but never squander. Nights as deep as the coats of panthers. Stars beam down from celestial anchors. Eyes entranced, midnight dancers. Questions left, need right answers.
Let's see how much of this we can pick up for the sake of the audience. But I can tell you that there's a gentleman performing like we apologize for the break there in transmission. Okay, so we apologize for the break there in transmission, a little electrical experience, but we are back on, so welcome back. So we were saying we have two performers depicting our ancestors, our history. We know the slavery background that we all came from, but thankfully we are able to celebrate Emancipation 2022. Of course, looking back at the years that our forefathers, our ancestors, the stresses and the struggles that they went through, they all did it for our sake. And so this performance here is depicting the freedom that we can all celebrate today. Those of you who are watching our Facebook page, you can see the choreographers on stage. And we heard the citation from one of them earlier on, or we can say a poem as it were. And the backdrop, the props, or you can see in the background the sun setting, a lovely ocean. I think they're putting on a beautiful performance here tonight. Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. The dark forests with the birds and the crickets in the background to the unfolding of a brand new day with the sun coming up. And the song tells again the blessing from the Almighty God over us as a nation. Let's get it from the song at this time.
Just believe in yourself, cause faith in yourself is alive. Don't dwell on the past, tell yourself that the future will be yours. And from your half life, you possess the energy of a fighter. Yeah. My struggles there, not temporary. My trouble there, could never face me. They could never face me though. Yeah. They could never face me though. The amount of struggles on my face, and today I'm still alright. I'm still alright. Just believe in yourself, cause faith in yourself is light. Don't dwell on the past, tell yourself that the future will be bright. From your half life, you possess the energy of a fighter. Yeah. My struggles there, not temporary. My trouble days could never face me. They could never face me though. Yeah. They could never face me though.
What a wonderful way to bring on the last piece of this. Gonna shake it up a little bit now, Caribbean style. We just heard from Colton T, our very own Dominican. Let's get into the Caribbean aspect of it and celebrate the dance and the freedoms. We in the Caribbean here, we are well known, including Dominica, well known to enjoy ourselves, our culture. Beautiful performance. Oh my goodness. You can tell by the round of applause from the audience. Great performance.
Thank you,
wonderful.
Guy and
Thanks
Angel
again to
Thorne.
our sponsors
So much energy,
and
so
the
much
producers
flexibility
for
in that
bringing
performance. Did you enjoy that?
this broadcast to the many viewers and listeners
So
at this time. Thank you so much. We're
to our
continuing
guest
with the program.
Guy and Angel Thorne. Now, the moment you've been waiting for is here. And we're getting ready to present the Golden Drum Awards to our awardees here this evening. So at this time, I would like to
The Golden Drum Awards will be presented by the Minister responsible for Sports, Culture and Community Development, Honorable Roslyn Paul, and she'll present awards to Vincent Cyril L. Henderson, to Didier Coffee Weeks, to Atherton Marta.
The legacy began with Rosemary Cruz Latigue, Phyllis Shand Alfrey, and Vernice St. Luce being the first recipients of Dominica's highest cultural award, the Golden Drum Award. The Golden Drum Award ceremony has become one of the premier events in the cultural calendar, and from 1982 onwards has awarded over 157 cultural and creative industry practitioners in various disciplines such as craft, media and broadcast, literature, music, dance, cuisine, fashion, and more. The Golden Drum Award is presented to individuals, groups, or institutions which have made impactful contribution to arts and culture spanning more than 20 years and have made notable successes to culture in Dominica. Tonight, Vincent Cyril Henderson, Delia Coffee Weeks, Atherton Marte, Stardom Calypso Tent, Vanessa Lissa Winston, Christopher Jefferson Warrington, Cecil Checker Burnett, and TK International join the ranks of Golden Drum awardees, and your names shall be forever etched in the Cultural Hall of Fame.
Drum Award presented to Mr. Vincent Cyril Henderson for the promotion and preservation of traditional and contemporary music. Whereas it is considered that you, Vincent Cyril Henderson, have dedicated your efforts to serving Dominica in the field of traditional and contemporary music for over 40 years. Whereas you have contributed to the promotion of traditional music in Dominica through your participation during the independence celebrations as a competitor and part of the musical accompaniment for many groups and individuals throughout the years. And whereas you have given your time as a trainer for school and community groups around the island in the arts of traditional drumming and ballet. Whereas you not only play the traditional drum, but you have also developed the skill of traditional hand drum making, providing drums for many groups and schools across Dominica. And whereas your contribution to Dominica's culture is not only limited to the traditional, but you have made your name as a competitor in many song competitions, such as the DBS Song Contest, Dumfesta Song Contest, Calypso, and Calypso competitions, just to name a few. Whereas your participation in these competitions is a testament to your skill as not only a singer, but also a songwriter and composer, as you have penned all your competition songs, and also lend your talent to groups and individuals who request your songs. Most notable is the ballet song Dam, made popular by the Tradibel Cultural Group. And whereas you have been a member of both the Tradibel Cultural Group and the Midnight Groovers Band as a drummer and a guitarist, respectively. Now, therefore, the National Cultural Council and Cultural Division presents you with the Golden Drum Award for your outstanding work in the area of traditional and contemporary music.
Indeed. Cyril Henderson. And their tongue long. Oh my, he reminds me of some of his songs. Shaking hands with the Minister of Culture, Honorable Roslyn Paul, receiving his award. He does deserve this award here tonight.
The Golden Drum Award presented to Mrs. Delia Coffee Weeks for the promotion and preservation of traditional dance, the Creole wear and language. Whereas it is considered that you, Delia Coffee Weeks, have contributed significantly to Dominica's culture in various art forms for over 25 years. Whereas, whenever you are called upon, you are always willing to fulfill your cultural duty and responsibility, whether as a trainer, judge, or performer, without any form of compensation necessary. And whereas you are a founding member of the Rosa Cultural Group, where you performed with the group in many independence competitions, cultural and social events, both locally and overseas in St. Martin, St. Lucia, New York, Martinique, and Guadeloupe. Whereas, as a member of the Rosa Cultural Group, you were described as a prolific dancer of the ballet and Jinping dances. Whereas, you have been an actress with the La Cour des Arts de la Dominique, Inc., People's Action Theatre, the New Dimension Theatre, and worked with Alwyn Bully for plays such as Ruler of Hyrule. Apart from stage plays as an actress, you played roles in the 1991 movie adaptation of The Orchid House, based on the book by Dominican author Jane Reeves, the short film Pretending Reality, and Osei and the Masqueraders. And whereas you have won several independence short story and poetry competitions in both the English and the Creole categories, and you have published the book Tea L'Histoire Dominique, a compilation of folk tales in English and Creole, and you are also credited as an author for Peter Noir, first anthology of poems and short stories, The Flying Crackle. Whereas your love for our Creole culture has seen you as an advocate for the proper display and wearing of our national wear, the Wab Duet. And for several years, you have developed the art of making the Wab Duet and our Creole headpieces, and on several occasions hosted trainings all over the island on these traditions. And whereas you have been a key member of the Comité pour Études Creole, CEC, for several years, and currently form part of a committee for the publication of a Creole dictionary. Now, therefore, the National Cultural Council and the Cultural Division present you with the Golden Drum Award for your outstanding work in the area of traditional dance, the Creole wear and language.
The cadets will present the award to the Honorable Minister Rosin Paul. Salute, leave the stage, and then the Honorable Minister will hand the award, present the award to Mrs. Weeks. I tell you, she is deserving. When you look at it, when you listen to the citation, she is more than deserving of this award. She will now bow to the audience here and make her way off the stage.
Golden Drum Award presented to Atherton Afimate for the promotion and preservation of steel pan music. Whereas it is considered that you, Atherton Mate, have contributed to the promotion and preservation of steel pan music for over 60. Whereas from 1959, you have been a member of several steel pan bands, namely the Kings of Rhythm, Cisco, Harmony Cats, Chocolate County, along with steel pan legends Wilfred Pancho John Baptist and Edward Eddie Andre, and Vauxhall Harmony, serving as the group's musical director. And whereas you introduced amplification of pans to Panelec and Phase 5, and played with them on occasion. Whereas you were also the president of the National Pan Association, and it was under your leadership that you wrote the constitution for the association, which included pan education programs in schools. Whereas, as president of the Steel Pan Association, you were instrumental in sourcing steel pans for schools and community groups, and also served as a steel pan tutor to the groups in the pan education program. Whereas, over the years, you have played in a top-notch pan and keyboard duo ensemble with your brother Julie, providing musical entertainment of the highest quality in hotels as well as public and private functions. Now, therefore, the National Cultural Council and Cultural Division presents you with the Golden Drum Award for your outstanding work in the area of steel pan music.
Atherton Martyr making his way gracefully and slowly, not having all the fortitude to go on the stage as the others, but he's been assisted by his wife, and the award is being handed to the minister by the cadets, and who will leave the stage, and then the Honorable Minister will present the award to Mr. Martyr. He will now pose for the cameras, both of them, the wife supporting him from the back, and he will walk off the stage with the award. Hope that someone can take the award from him, the trophy. That's right. Very good, very wise. As he makes his way down, needs some assistance. Hope he can see that. That's right. He's been assisted. Will make his way back to his seat, moving slowly, to his seat. Let's give him some time as he does that. Not looking too strong at this moment.
Award presented to Stardom Calypso Tent for the promotion and preservation of Calypso music. Whereas it is considered that Stardom Calypso Tent is the longest operating Calypso tent in Dominica, bringing Calypso delight to patrons for over 40 years. Whereas the stage of Stardom Tent has become a training ground for the nurturing and development of young Calypsonians. And whereas the Stardom Calypso Tent can boast of having produced several Calypso monarchs, Independence Calypso kings, and road march winners. Whereas you have taken Dominica's Calypso to St. Lucia, New York, and Toronto, exposing many show patrons to our rich Calypso art form. Whereas the Stardom Monarch of the Tent and the Lagos Street Jam have become staples during the Carnival Week. Now, therefore, the National Cultural Council and the Cultural Division present you with the Golden Drum Award for your outstanding work in the area of Calypso music.
So Norman later and Bassi, they will stand on stage as the cadet salutes. The minister presents the award to her, and she in turn will deliver the award to the gentlemen for their contribution towards Dominica's culture. Norman later has done a lot for Dominica in the area of music. You can hear the round of applause he's receiving along there with Bassi. Bassi has worked very hard in ensuring the media receive what they need whenever we go to set up for the various broadcasts.
Presented to Ms. Vanessa Lisa Winston have contributed to the development and preservation of Dominica's traditional craft industry for over 20 years. Whereas from your introduction to leathercraft and jewelry, you have excelled in that field through your determination to hone your craft and accepted opportunities for development through participating in the 2009 DYBT Entrepreneurship Development Program, Women in Innovation Network of the Caribbean in Antigua, OAS Talent and Innovation 6 Summit in Colombia, and the Jewelry Making Scholarship Program in China. And whereas you are a founding member of the Dominica Arts and Craft Producers Association, serving as interim vice president in 2009, and you have held the post of president of the association from 2013. As president, you have fostered relationships with regional and international artisanal organizations to facilitate exhibitions and events on behalf of the organization. Whereas you have spearheaded initiatives such as the European Union-funded Green Wave Project for the making of reusable sanitary napkins and the Jeff Small Grant Project focused on the cultivation and the propagation of local plants used for craft making. And whereas you have represented your country at various trade shows, festivals, and exhibitions, both regionally and internationally, such as Carifesta in Barbados and Trinidad, the Commonwealth Exchange Fashion Initiative at Buckingham Palace in 2017, and the Carib Expo in St. Lucia, just to name a few. Whereas you have never shied away from passing on the knowledge of your skills in your continued work with youth, adults, and women. You have been a mentor for the DYBT Entrepreneurship Development Program, tutor at the Cultural Division Summer Program, Operation Youthquake, and co-counselor with the Lifeline Ministries. whereas you have continually pushed for the traditional craft industry despite personal and financial challenges, and have risen to the occasion many times over for the continued preservation of traditional crafts. Now, therefore, the National Cultural Council and Cultural Division presents you with the Golden Drum Award for your outstanding work in the area of traditional crafts.
And you can tell by the way she is dressed. Look at her necklace, look at her hands, you know, and everything is all about culture and arts for Vanessa. I remember at Adias Paces, we attended her arts exhibition, her arts festival as it were, and she did a remarkable job there. And she continues to make Dominica proud, and this is one of the things. We need more people like Vanessa Winston in Dominica to push our culture, promote our culture.
Mr. Christopher Jefferson Warrington for the promotion and preservation of Jinping music. Whereas it is considered that you, Christopher Warrington, have been for over 40 years contributed admirably to the preservation of Dominica's traditional culture, in particular Jinping music. Whereas you have been a member of the Warner Jinping Band for the last 46 years and currently serve as the leader of the band, in which you were instrumental in the group recording 2 albums of Jinping music. And whereas with the Warner Jinping Band, you have contributed to the preservation of Jinping music through a consistent provision of live Jinping music at various functions and events. And you delight both locals and visitors at hotels and other business establishments on Journée Creole for many years. Whereas you can be credited as being a multi-talented and skilled musician, and you not only play all the instruments required for the Jinping band, but you also play the guitar and mouth organ. Whereas your versatility as a musician has led you to contribute to culture through your involvement in not only the Warner Jinping Band, but also various cultural groups on the Western District, or groups who were short of a musician at cultural events throughout the years. As well as you continue to serve as the guitarist for the Warner Chapel Choir. And whereas in 2012 you were part of the formation of the Warner Cultural Group and continue to provide musical accompaniment for the group's participation in cultural and social events. Now, therefore, the National Cultural Council and the Cultural Division present you with the Golden Drum Award for your outstanding work in the area of Jinping music.
And I'm sure my technician is very happy, he's clapping. Very proud of a man from his community, Mr. Warrington, receiving his award from the Minister of Culture. I think this is a lot of faithfulness, dedication, commitment to the task, to the work. Well deserving of it, well deserving. He's presenting it to the, showing the audience. Very, 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 very lovely evening here tonight at Classified Nightclub. Mrs. Lavenier Decima, wonderful job.
Drum Award presented to of Calypso music. Whereas it is considered that you, Cecil Checker Burnett, have contributed to the Calypso art form unceasingly for the past 41 years with sweet and soulful Calypso renditions. And whereas you have competed in both levels of Calypso, starting in 1981 in the Junior Calypso Monarch, and quickly elevating to the senior competition in 1982, making the semifinals on your first attempt. Whereas from 1982 to present, you have competed every year in the Calypso Monarch competition, making it to the finals 15 times in your career and placing third runner-up on 4 occasions. Whereas you have been a long-standing member of the Stardom Calypso tent, delighting Calypso patrons every carnival season. And whereas you were crowned Stardom King of the Tent in 2010. Whereas in 2011, you were recognized for your contribution to Calypso music by the National Cultural Council and the Division of Culture with the Special Recognition Award. Now, therefore, the National Cultural Council and Cultural Division present you with the Golden Drum Award for your outstanding work in the area of calypso music.
The man checker, always puts on a wonderful performance at the shows whenever he performs. About to receive his award from the Honorable Minister, and will pose for the camera at this time. And will walk off the stage with his award. Congratulations to him.
Golden Drum Award presented to TK International for the promotion of Bouyon music. Whereas it is considered that you, TK International, have promoted Bouyon music for over 20 years and have captivated crowds with your infectious rhythms and performances. Whereas you have produced 9 full-length studio albums and an extensive catalogue of more than 100 songs and chants which have become popular locally and regionally. And whereas you have traveled extensively to perform at festivals such as Atiers Feste Hoogstraten in Belgium and Ted Blues Festival in Marigaland. Whereas over the years, you have been a staple at Carnival and Caribbean festivals around the globe, including Houston Carifesta, Toronto's Caribana, Notting Hill Carnival in the UK, Miami Carnival, New York's West Indian Day celebrations, carnivals in Antigua, St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. Martin, and more. Whereas, from 2005 to present, the band has played at all editions of the World Creole Music Festival and has only missed one edition of the Flow Creole in the Park. And whereas the band has won awards to include Band of the Year 2019, Bouyon Road Match 2019, and the 2022 Dominica Music Award for Best Band. Now, therefore, the National Cultural Council and the Cultural Division present you with the Golden Drum Award for your outstanding work in the promotion of Bouyon music.
Triple K International receiving their award from the Minister for their contribution towards music in Dominica. Final awardee is Stardom 10th Calypsonians. Well, performance, we have performance by Stardom 10th
Ladies and gentlemen,
Calypsonians coming up shortly. Sorry, we did say awardee no, because we had the Stardom 10th receiving their award earlier on, so that was just a slight mistake. But we are getting ready for a performance by the Stardom 10th Calypsonians. And
featuring one of our awardees.
That's right, that's Stardom.
From the Stardom Calypso tent.
You're listening to Cairo FM as we continue to broadcast on 107.9, 93.1 and 88.7 FM, also 91.1 FM, and via Facebook. We are bringing you live coverage of the National Cultural Council and the Cultural Division Golden Drum Awards. We've seen tonight awards presented to well-deserving groups. We had the Special Recognition Awards presented by Mr. Lucian Blackmore, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sports, Culture and Community Development, to Ibrahim Brohim for Development of Arts and the Culture, Juanita Jules for Promotion of Creative Dance, Pageantry and Costume Building and Design, Young Chad Zama for Promotion and Steel Pan Music. We also saw presentation of awards to Ronnie McGlaw for Development of Traditional Dance, posthumous awards presented to Jacinta David, Gone But Not Forgotten, for outstanding contribution to the promotion of dance and cultural industries. Earl Etienne, may his soul rest in peace, for outstanding contribution to the development of visual arts. And for performance, we had an award presented here to Guy. Well, we had a performance, beg your pardon, earlier on by Guy and his companion. Now to the Golden Drum Awards, which were presented by the Honorable Minister Russell Paul to Vincent Cyril L. Henderson for promotion of cultural, traditional and contemporary music. We saw awards presented to Delia Coffee Wicks for promotion and preservation of traditional dance, the Creole wear and the language, and Atherton Marte for promotion and preservation of steel pan music, Stardom Calypso 10 for promotion and preservation of calypso music, Vanessa Lisa Winston for promotion and preservation of traditional crafts, Christopher Jefferson Winston for to the preservation of Jinping music. He's from Warner, and we had the two last awards presented to Cecil Checker Burnett for promotion and preservation of calypso music, and TK International for promotion of music. Those of you who are watching on our Facebook page, you will see the mass. Yes, the mass in performance. These are some of the costumes that are worn during Dominica's Carnival celebration. You're listening to Cairo FM, broadcasting on our platforms, our social media platforms, and via our FM frequencies. Thanks again to the producers and sponsors of the Next Level for allowing this broadcast to go through. Thanks to the Ministry of Culture for sponsoring tonight's broadcasts. And here goes Sawa Sawa.
When the party dies, I can resurrect it. Like what we party, like what we party, depends on me. Like what we party, like what we party, depends on me. I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life. Stress free, nobody, nobody. Leave me alone. Stress free, I nobody, nobody. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Drink from, make fun. I lift it up and sell that out. Drink from, make the hit songs. I lift it up and sell that out. I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life. Whoa! I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life. You want my gun? Sawa in town. I like Django, Fernando, Sancho, and Desperado in town. So I am going, no way. That handsome fellow is here to stay. So tell them who is and the fish you kiss. They lack of tempo. Sawa. That's so fanatics and all them critics. I control your zone. I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life. What? I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life. Stress free.
Stress free, nobody bother me. Stress free, I no bother nobody. Drink rum, make fun, hallelujah, and say around. Drink rum, make the hit songs, hallelujah, and say around. I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life. Wait, I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life. Someone to know what I do with my money. But what they do with, what they say is a long story. Drink from make up, make me happy. Sour, single like me. What life to live, lot of love to give. Tomorrow I may never see. What life to live, lot of love to give. Tomorrow I may never see. Wait, I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life. What? I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life. Stress free, nobody bother me. Stress free, I don't bother nobody. Drink rum, make fun, hallelujah, and say that out. Drink rum, make the songs, hallelujah, and say that out. I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life. Wait, I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life, I enjoy my life. Thank you. Hey, and Jeremy.
Thank you, Sawa. And now we introduce to you the grand finale. We call on one of our Golden Drum awardees, and that is Checker. Make him feel welcome. Checker.
Sorry. Thank you very much. What is all the good? Give it.
Last night I had a dream, but what this world needs to survive. Listen carefully, the vision said to me, go tell everybody. You can look to the east and to the west, still you won't find the treasure chest, you won't find it. No, you won't find it. Look to the north, look to the south, we just playing cat and mouse, we won't find it. No, we won't find it. What we need is a reunion of heart and soul. Be you by your girl, put away all selfishness and hate before it's too late. To the bottle of your gates, cause all we need is what we need is love. Then you and me will live in harmony, and politics of greed can make me enemies. No. Did a day. Aha, did a day. Give me. There is no right, but there is no wrong. Once you have the best lawyer, you can get away with murder. We get a big scare. from the pandemic, but still some just can't get it. More people have is more they want, while some others on this front, they can't find it. No, they can't find it. Sick and dying, they still won't change. Searching for personal gains, they can't find it. No, they can't find it. Democracy, now demon crazy. Conspiracy after conspiracy. Empathy has gone out through the door. It's sad but true. We in 2022, people, all we need is what we need is love. Then you and me, we live in harmony, and politics of hate can make we enemies. No, no. Dee-da-day, dee-da-day-day. Dee-da-day, dee-da-day-day. Last night I had a dream, but what this world needs to survive, listen carefully. The vision said to me, everybody, you can look to the east and to the west, still you won't find this treasure chest, you won't find it. No, you won't find it. Look to the north, look to the south, we just playing cat and mouse, we won't find it. No, we won't find it. What we need is a reunion, but heart and soul, be you man or girl, put away all selfishness and hate before it's too late. To the border, lock your gates, cause all we need is what we need is love. Then you and me will live in harmony, and politics of greed will make we enemies. No, no. Yes, you and me will live in harmony, and politics of hate can make we enemies. No, no. Yes, you and me will live in harmony, and politics of hate can make we enemies. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
A combination, a coming together of all the different groups that performed tonight, our Carifuna friends, also those who supported props for Sawa Sawa, and we had the mass, we had the big boom boom, or as they would refer to it as, supporting Cheka in his performance tonight. I think we have come to the end of the 2022 Golden Drum Awards here at the Classified Nightclub. Decima Lavenier, big up to you. She's the owner of Minia's 711 Plus, and so there will be a time for the folks to take their photos, their pictures, their group pictures or individual pictures as we bring everything to a close here tonight. We thank again all those who made the broadcast possible. Let's hear from the Master of Ceremony.
The National Cultural Council, staff of the Cultural Division, all the awardees, performers, invited guests, the media, viewers, and listeners. Thank you so much for celebrating the 2022 Golden Drum Awards with us. And once again, we would like to congratulate all the awardees and let them know that they can continue preserving and promoting Dominica's culture, wonderful culture. Mr. Mate, good evening to you. And yes, so continue promoting and preserving our culture. And we would like to say thank you once again and congratulations, apart from the awardees, but congratulations to the Cultural Council and the Cultural Division for putting on this wonderful event, 2022 Golden Drum Awards. So that's it for us. My
Can
name
I
is
have a word
Kewana
or two
Fontaine.
with one of the awardees tonight? Thank them for their. Maybe if you can have one or two words with them for having received the award. Let me see if I can talk to one or two of those persons. Let me see. I can have award. Shaka, congratulations, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, how do you feel having received this award?
Well, I feel very happy. I feel elated.
You saw that coming?
Well, as I said first time, I didn't see it coming.
All right.
It surprised me.
Keep up the good work, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Hey, James, congratulations to James. Folks, those of you who are watching, this is James right here. James, congratulations. Did you see that coming for you?
No, actually we didn't, you know. When we learned that we were one of the recipients for the Golden Drum this year, all of us were like, you serious? We were really taken aback and amazed. But at the same time, we were very much humbled and just thankful, understanding that we have been for so much over the past 24 years. And to finally get the recognition for the work that we have put in towards the contribution that we have made to the Bouyon music is really amazing, and we just want to say thank you to the cultural division, our fans, and everyone who has supported us.
Indeed, James, deserving of that, the TK International. Let me see if I can have a little word with one or two. You know I cannot come here and not say congratulations to you. I mean, you have contributed so significantly to Dominica's development, and you could tell by the round of applause that you received tonight. How do you feel about this? Did you see it coming? Maybe not tonight, but you saw it coming somewhere.
The thing about it is that I was not working for this. It came, I am happy, I am grateful for the recognition. But even if it did not come in my lifetime, I still know that people appreciated the work that I've been doing, and I will continue doing it.
Indeed. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Well deserving of it. And Mr. Norman Nater, you know I cannot come here. I cannot come here and don't say congratulations to you.
Yeah, thank you.
You are
thank
live
you very much.
on Facebook, the cameras are showing on you. Did you see that coming for you? Or how do you feel having received the award? I mean, you worked hard, huh?
Yeah, well, actually, the tent is celebrating its 50th year of existence this year.
50 years.
50 years.
50
And it's definitely an honor.
Indeed. All right. Do you see yourself still contributing towards music even after this award?
Well, remember, I'm an old man now, so I have to step back.
But we
have lots of people.
The experience. Maybe offer some words of advice to the guys.
Yeah, sure. As long as I can, I will.
All right, great. Let me see if I can have a word or two with one of these gentlemen. Yeah, live on with Kyrie FM and live on Facebook. Congratulations, a young man making such a significant contribution towards Dominica's development. How do you feel?
I'm feeling great. I really deserve
I
it.
you put it on a wonderful
Oh, for sure. Because that's why I love my culture.
What word would you have to our young people who want to get more involved in culture?
Yeah, they should come on board as well. They should come on board because culture is very good. Take you a long path. It gives you good recognition, everything. So as I get my award as well, because I've been in it for 21 years now. Yes.
And you still have more years to go.
A lot of years to go still. Yeah. Thank you.
Very good. I see that. Yes, man. I mean. By the way, congratulations. I mean, you did a good job. You've served Dominica. You've worked hard. Your impression of what you see here tonight?
Oh, it's always delightful. You want me to keep my mask?
Yes.
Keep it?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can remove it.
Congrats.
Thank you, dear.
Ibrahim. Yeah.
When you see people like that, you have to give them their little accolades.
Indeed. We are on TV too, you know.
Oh,
really? On TV too. That's Kyrie FM right there. So they're seeing you right now.
Yes.
So, I mean, you have a lot of experience and years in this. What is your own impression of what you saw here tonight?
Well, I am very impressed. I remember when I got my own award, and the distance from there to this is a long distance. You know, to see the young people and how they express themselves. When you hear about all the things that they've done, you realize Dominica is not sleeping. Dominica is going, and you know, I don't think we appreciate enough the richness of our talent. But at least we recognize it to an extent, so we must put it right up where it belongs.
Thank you. You take care now.
Okay.
All right. Let me see if I can have a word with Henderson. Henderson. Hey, congratulations. Congratulations, the elf. You are on TV and Radio Kyrie FM, the genuine sound. How do you feel having received this award tonight?
Well, I feel great. I feel wonderful. I feel that at least they have recognized my work, my hard and long work. And plus, I did a lot with Midnight Groovers, which was not highlighted in the Cadence thing because I played for Midnight Groovers for 15 years. When Chubby was up in the woods, we were going on with the band. I think this should have been highlighted, but nonetheless, I'm still okay and I'm always ready to go ahead.
And you're going to continue?
I'm going to continue. Also, I have my instruments. I just waited for some guys and we can start again.
Wow, you have a lot of energy, huh?
Oh, yes.
All right, congratulations. Hope I can have a word or two with Mr. Young Chad Zamo. Was somewhere around. See if I can. I think he was here, one of the young men. But of course, we want to congratulate. Yes. We want to congratulate all those who received their awards tonight, and just that. Mr. Chad Zamo, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. And I was so impressed, you know, and listening to Olivache Marie, she was saying she was impressed that the young people are beginning to embrace the culture more and more, embracing the culture more and more. How do you feel having received this award? I know you, years ago, a little boy playing the steel band, and here you are receiving your award.
I feel elated. I am very excited, very happy to have received the award, and it adds to my confidence and to my conviction having received it. Now I would continue to play steel pan and promote steel pan regardless. However, it feels very good to know that my work has been recognized and that there are others watching and others who appreciate what I am doing. So that gives me a little more zeal, a little more enthusiasm to continue what I'm doing.
Keep it up, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, Chad Zamo, our young man there, expressing his gratitude to the ministry for having given him this award, and he's encouraged by having received this award. He's encouraged. And Basi, congratulations. I tell you, how do you feel tonight?
Yeah, well, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling nice. Actually, I started writing a song asking what is wrong with Stardom and we can't get a Golden Drum Award. And when Dan Clement called me and told me, I think I have to stop writing that song because we're going to get it. Yeah, so if we did get it.
Congratulations.
So I'd like to say, sing, Stardom, sing.
Indeed.
Sing, Stardom, sing. Sing like you've never sang before. Woi. Big up.
All right, you heard it there. Our final tonight, Basi. Thank you so much to those of you who listened, those of you who watched. We want to thank you so much on behalf of my technician, Yipman Bruno, on behalf of my cameraman, Camilo Corbett. Thanks again to the CIMA and the management of Classified Nightclub for making this possible. Wonderful environment, wonderful night. Thanks again for watching, and thanks to the producers and sponsors of The Next Level for allowing this broadcast to go through. Thanks to the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Lucian Blackmore, the Minister responsible, Rosalind Paul, for sponsoring